What's up? What's up? What's up, my YouTube family? This your boy Ricky coming at you today with a video about what to do with your money. Now, I have a lot of friends and family that's fairly young, around like their early 20s or so, and just having certain conversations with them, I tend to find out that the only thing they're really doing with their money is blowing it. So, I try to talk them into ways that they can do something productive and positive with their money outside of just going and buying shoes and clothes and whatever else they like to buy. So, the main thing that I'm going to be talking about today is a thing called Stash. This is one of the tools that I use to invest in, and then I also use it as a form of passive income. Right now, I'm slowly but surely building it up. Uh, I got a long way to go to where I want to be, and that's kind of a part of the reason why I wanted to start this YouTube channel, is to let people know that you have to start somewhere. Right now, I only have roughly about $500, maybe a little less, give or take, in my stash account. I have roughly around like 10 different things that I've invested money in, whether it was, from $10 on up to maybe about $100. Now, the beautiful thing about Stash is you don't have to have a lot of money to get started. So when you sign up with Stash, it only takes you $5 for your first initial investment to get started. And I started this investment journey in Stash roughly around 2 years ago, give or take. I'm pretty sure about 2 years ago. And it's been slowly but surely building for me. Now, I will say that with the small amounts of money that I put in ever so often, it's grown and I like the growth, period. But if I would have invested more money, if I would have selected the feature that they have, which is really awesome as well, to where you can invest a certain amount of money for, I would say like once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, and then you can set the value of how much money you want to invest each of those times. I would have definitely built something a lot bigger and better than what I have now. And that was a mistake from the past that I've learned to deal with and to just start doing things a little different. So I kind of like want to recommend to you guys stash.com, stash.com. It's a fantastic tool to get you started no matter where you are when it comes to investing. And I would highly recommend it for anybody. I'm not saying that this is the only way that you can make passive income, or this is the only tool that you can use to invest, but it is one option for you to use to get started, or it's one option for you to use to add to what you already have. Now, in the link to this, in the description of this video, I'm gonna post a link to my stash, so that way you can go to the website and check it out. And if it's something that you like, cool, fantastic. If it's something that you don't, that's cool and fantastic as well. But I just wanted to put the information out there, even though it's not a ton of information. It might not be exactly the information you're looking for, but the information that I am putting out there, hopefully, if it's just one person that sees it and can start using it today, tomorrow, next month, and invest a little or a lot in it, and maybe 5 to 10 years from now, their situation in life could be so much different compared to if they never seen this video and they never knew about Stash. To be honest with you, I'm 32 right now, and I wish I really would have known when I was about like 18, 21 years old about stuff like this, because we can all agree that for the most part in high school, they don't really teach us about how to invest. They don't really teach us about what to do with our money. They really only focus on sending us to school and getting a job after we graduate. But whether you get a job or not, you're still gonna have to deal with all that debt that you have to pay back, unless you don't have any debt, unless somehow you manage to go to college without having to pay for it, which that's fantastic. Kudos to anybody that's in that position. But a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do that. So I think that finances is something that I've been slowly but surely getting into, and I've been learning quite a bit. And one of the things that kind of started me on this road of investing and wanting to know about finance is, I would say, mainly growing up and not having a lot as far as like my family, and just being in positions to where you lack the knowledge of bettering your future. And I really love everything about the financial aspect, whether it comes to like owning your own business, or if it comes to investing in different things as far as like stocks and real estate and all that. And I think that it's a powerful thing to know the information, and then it's more so powerful to have the information and give it to somebody else, so that way they can potentially grow themselves. So for the most part, this is what this channel is going to be focused on. It's going to be focused on giving people bits and pieces of information, so that way hopefully they can better their lives with that information that they received. And let's just grow together. The channel is called Grow With Me. So, as I'm on this journey of growing, hopefully a lot of you, you'll be able to join me as well. And we can say that we've done it together. So I'm here to make a video of whatever kind. I'm here to answer any questions, to help anybody in any way I can. I don't have all the information. I don't have all the tools, but I would do what I can to help you guys get whatever you need. And if I don't have something, or if I don't know something, and somebody want me to make a video about it, hey, I'll go look it up. Like, you don't have to necessarily worry about doing the research and the homework to do it. I'll do it, and then I'll make a video about what you want to see. So for the most part, I love Stash. I'm loving the things that I'm learning about Stash and about finances in general, because I think that a lot of people lack the knowledge of just basic finances, like how to spend your money, and how to manage credit cards, and how to go about getting loans and stuff like that. And I think it's very, very sad. Like, I really do. Especially for people that's done, like, shot through their 20s. Like, for people that's in their 30s or above, you should have at least a basic knowledge of finances when it comes to at least your household. And I think that a lot of people don't. That's why there's so many people in debt. But with practice, preparation, having the information, having a place to go to get information, or just knowing some people that has the information that you can potentially reach out to. Because I have a lot of fantastic mentors that they know a lot about finances. They know a lot about entrepreneurship. And, with the growth that I'm going through and I'm having, I think they definitely play a big part in it. I definitely try to read more. And to be honest with you, I'm not too much of a reader. So I definitely try to take advantage of Audible and listen to as many books as I can. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, one of the books that I'm reading at this very moment is called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the Powerful Lessons in Personal Change. That is so far, and I still have about 10 hours left because I barely just started reading or listening to it. But that book is a very good book so far. I have roughly like 20, maybe 30 books on my Audible list, and I probably only listen to roughly around like five all the way through. And like I said, I'm just getting started in this for the most part, as far as listening to these audibles, and they are very, very educational and beneficial. So I would highly recommend anybody checking them out that wants to increase their knowledge on finances or credit. Like one book that I recently read, or yes, I recently read, is called "Credit is King" by Will Roundtree. And then the book, The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, is by Stephen R. Covey. So if you guys want to check any of those videos out, please do so. They're both good books. I haven't finished the seven habits yet, but so far so good. And I'm also going to be doing some videos on books that I've read, because when I or listen to, because when I listen to books, I try to take notes on like the highlights that I got from the book, and then maybe do a video on it, or just in general like talk about whatever I'm gonna talk about, and then kind of throw out like a couple of book recommendations for you guys to read or listen to, because I think it's undervalued. Like if you really think about it and you look at all the rich people in the world, and if not all, just about all of them, most of them, the one thing that they have in common, or one of the things that they have in common, is reading. And you don't necessarily have to read. You can just listen to the book in Audible like I do. But either way, you're still getting the information. So why leave that on the table and leave all that knowledge there for you to have so you can put it to use in your life? Now, I will say also, one big thing about whether you're reading a book or you listen to it in Audible, it's almost like the saying goes, practice what you preach. Like if you're just reading the book or listening to the book, and the things that you're learning slowly as you read the book, like you don't have to wait until you finish the whole book. You can start putting things into action and putting things into your life that you've read or learned in the book that you might have took away with because it was so powerful to you, or it really stuck out. You can start putting those things into your life and using them right then, compared to waiting until the book is over, or you reading the whole book and you might have heard and got that knowledge at that split moment, or however long it took you to read or listen to the book. But the thing is, and the biggest problem is, like, people don't apply what they've learned when they read or listen to those books. So I think that it's very important to make sure that even if it's a couple of things that really stuck out to you while you was listening or reading to the book, that you start to apply it to whatever you might be doing in your life. Because if you don't, then reading or listening to that book was almost for nothing. Like that's what we read and listen to books for, to get something out of it, to gain that knowledge that we didn't have before. So I would definitely highly recommend that you guys kind of, like, when you read or when you listen to a book, like, take notes, like take some highlighted things out of what you just read, whether you reading a 10-hour book and you only read an hour of it. And, or, I mean, even if you just read or listen to a portion of the book, whatever, however you go about doing your thing, make sure that you have at least one thing that you can try your best to apply it to your everyday life. Because doing that, it's almost impossible that you can't see growth in a matter of time if you do that. And I'm doing this myself. Like, this is something that I recently started doing, and me personally, I don't necessarily have any how can I put this? I don't necessarily have any tangible results as far as like me waking up early in the morning and me staying up late at night. Like, I'm doing those things, but I haven't got to the point to where I'm necessarily like benefiting financially from it in a sense. So ultimately, me doing that is going to lead to that. and I believe it in my heart, because if you don't believe in yourself at the end of the day, then who gonna do it? So I know this video was kind of long, and I still appreciate everybody that ended up watching it. I will put the link in the description about the stash account, so you guys can go check that out if you want. And then I'll also put the title in the books that I was talking about. Credit is King and the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. If you don't read them, that's fine, but read something. Like, educate yourself, learn a new skill, because what I've learned from this journey so far, and probably one of the most important things, and it's kind of common sense, is when you think about people getting paid and how much money they get paid, like, they solve a pretty big problem. So they were pretty much saying, from other books and videos that I watched, that the amount of money that you make depends on the big problem that you solve. So, like, everybody knows that doctors and lawyers get paid really well is because they solve a really big problem. So that's what we got to learn how to do. We got to learn how to solve really big problems. And also, a way to do that is increase our skill set, like what we're able to do and what we're able to offer to the world. So I appreciate you guys for watching, if you made it this far. And I will be doing some more videos in the near future to provide any education of any sort that I can. And like I said, like, y'all, let's grow together with this. Let's do this together. And if you guys got any tips for me, I'm not one of those people that say I'm not gonna accept information, especially if it's good information. But if you got any tips for me, if you got anything that you think that I could benefit from, please share it. Please comment on the video. Whatever, like, get in contact with me and let me know what's up. And maybe it might get to a point to where I can even do a collaboration with somebody. So yeah, much love to y'all. Y'all stay blessed during these holidays, and keep learning. Deuces.